What's up,
yet
y'all
again? Thank you guys so much for liking, sharing, and subscribing to our channel. Welcome back to another video again. How are you guys doing? Hope you guys are doing well.
We're doing good.
It's mostly based on my view and perspective of dating a Nigerian man. Yes. So today we're going to be talking about how is it to date a Nigerian man. A lot of people have like a lot of negative and positive view when it comes to it. Like I feel like a lot of it is negative, especially when it comes to like the other person's parent who's not Nigerian, right?
Yeah.
Or like their friends. But so I'm gonna start off with some pros and some cons. So a first pro would be they're very ambitious. I say that because Yaya and I have been in a relationship for 4 years, and our relationship has just been based on like mostly us working towards our future, making sure we got this down, we got that down, and like they're very ambitious. They want a certain lifestyle and they want to acquire a certain amount of money at a certain age, and they're gonna make sure they put you to that speed too. And this is not to offend my Liberian people because I'm Liberian, but I find that like dating him, like I see that more in our relationship. Like he's very ambitious and that's how he's able to control our relationship. So what do you think? Do you think that's right?
I mean, I feel like, yeah, I think especially for with the Nigerians that are like got the opportunity to get out of Nigeria, where we hardly have that opportunity. When we come abroad, like to the US or Europe or any place where we can find jobs, and when we find opportunities, I feel like we tend to like want to grab every opportunity that we see and work with it. And I believe that this should be same for every Africans, because to be honest,
I don't feel like though it's only because you guys come to Europe and America. I feel like you guys are still ambitious in Nigeria. It's just that in Nigeria it's harder for you to actually make your ambition to come into reality, because there's so many other people that are like the same mind, and like the economy is so hard that it's hard for you to actually be able to make it. But in America or in Europe, like it's easier to get jobs.
Yeah, I think I agree. It's not even like, it's not only about jobs. Like it's not even about like when you say ambitious, I don't know what you mean.
When I say ambitious, I'm talking about when it comes to everything regarding your future. Like that can be education,
it could be
that can be money wise, that can be career wise.
It could be even like, your handwork, what you learn. Like I do agree then, because like whatever it is, you don't even necessarily have to be like you educated. You just put in. I feel like we tend to put in the work, and it's more. Some people make it seem like it's like in Nigeria. Some people make it seem like it's a tribal thing, but I feel like in general the Nigerian population have that drive. Though some tribes have more than others. Like the Igbo tribe, I feel like they are the most ambitious in Nigeria. But I feel like it's like a general Nigerian thing too.
Yeah, I agree. I would say. And then also too, I feel like I'm ambitious as well too. So that's why Yaya and I was so easily able to click, because we're both ambitious. But let's say I had a man that was not as ambitious, it would be harder for me to really be able to do a lot of things that, I'm doing or like want to do or something.
Yeah.
Like, so yes. So I'm gonna go to a con, okay? I call this one the Naija pride, okay? I honestly feel like Nigerian men are like so prideful when it comes to their country, when it comes to whatever regarding Nigeria. They are so prideful. Like seriously, I could be like, oh, okay, so when we have our kids are gonna be like, Nigerian, Liberian. Like, yeah, it's like, excuse me, what do you mean, Liberian? Where's the Liberian coming from? I'm like, for me. And then he's like, no, they're Nigerian, like full on Nigerian, And then when it comes to like, the movies, oh, our movie is this. And then when it comes to their music, and now we're seeing more and more people are doing like this video that we're doing, like where we were talking about how it is dating a Nigerian man, and it's like such a big thing right now. So I feel like because of all of that, they're getting more prideful. I call it the Naija pride.
Nah, I don't think
they're prideful in everything. Yes, you guys are.
I don't think we're prideful. I just think we know our worth. I feel like we
Naija pride. Naija pride.
No, I don't think we're prideful. I mean, like, for all my Nigerians that will probably be seeing this video, it's just, you know, even though
Nigerian men are very prideful.
Nah.
I feel like the women are prideful as well.
Let me know
But
in the comment section, like, if you guys think we're actually
But the
prideful.
men, they just feel like they're the best. They feel like they're the best in everything, especially to the best in Africa. Like,
I don't think it's a, like you say, it's a pride. I think it's, if you say pride, right, there's pride in a negative way. I feel like Nigeria pride that you're talking about, it's in a positive way. Like, we're prideful, even though in the midst of like how Nigeria is a difficult place, like we have bad government, bad this, bad that, but we still, some of us, not all of us, still like try to like say, okay, we try to hold on. Like me, I try to hold on the positive things coming out of Nigeria. And
that's the Nigeria pride, guys. Moving on, you just saw Exhibit A of Yaya exhibiting the Nigeria pride.
No, we're not prideful. Please.
Yes, you guys are.
We're humble people.
So I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna go back to a pro. I feel like a pro is that they actually commend that whoever they're with, like their partner, is actually doing something worthwhile in their life, right? So I feel like while dating Yaya or whatever, like I feel like when we got into our relationship, when we like finally understood, okay, this is what he like commanded, like, oh, okay, I'm not just gonna go be with no basic girl, like, you know, I mean, I already have something going for myself as well too, but he made it clear, like, I'm not gonna be with no just a basic girl. You have something to bring into our relationship. I have something to bring into our relationship, but I commend that you're like that, you know. So when it comes to education, they really expect their women to be some educated or doing something more with their life, and not just, you know, you know,
I mean,
like they want their women to be.
Okay, that's where the pride thing that you're talking about, pride. Like it's not pride. We like to boast, not like boast, but I would say
he does.
We like to be proud of like what we and like if we are putting in the work, we expect like a partner. Like I said, always, it's not always have to do with like you going to school.
I remember, yes, it is. I remember like literally one time he was talking to his auntie. And his aunt, and she was just like, oh, you know, Adama is about to go to school for her master's. It's like he just kind of slid it in there, and like I was like in the room or whatever like that, and then like I could just like feel that he was cheesing, so I came out to kind of see his facial expression, and he was just like cheesing when he was saying that. I was like, oh my god, the Naija pride. So it's like something prideful for like, you know, something of joy when they had to kind of like, you know, say, oh, my woman is doing this, she's doing that, you know, they want somebody doing something with their women or whatever, to be doing something more with their life and not just, you know.
Yeah, I do agree with that, and I feel like, yeah, for the most part. And then when you probably saying all this stuff, I don't think it's with every Nigerian, because we might find somebody that'll be like, boys, like.
No, but I met Nigerians too while going to GCU and stuff like that, and now also hanging out with you too. I've met some Nigerians,
and
like,
it's still like they're still the same team.
It's still the same thing. But I feel like honestly there is a difference with Nigerian men that come from Nigeria versus Nigerian men that were born here, and like because their mom and dad are like, you know, Nigerian and stuff. There's a difference. I feel like the ones here, they're not as ambitious or as serious compared to the one that were actually, you know, because I feel like y'all went through the struggle and stuff. Y'all understand.
I've seen a lot of Nigerians that were born here that like because they were born here, but they were raised like the Nigerian way, and they still follow.
I'm not saying they don't, but I'm just saying they're not as ambitious. That's what I don't know. Because I've hung out with a lot of, I'm Liberian, so I've hung out with a lot of Nigerians. I've met, you know, so
okay, let's move on to the next point.
So that's a pro, and so my another con is.
We have another con again.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
I don't think
another con is. I don't know if I can look at this in a con, because they're straightforward. Nigerian men are like straightforward. They pretty much say it like it is, and they really believe in the idea of like prevention is better than cure. That's like Simeon's motto, like Yaya's motto. They believe like they're straightforward. They're gonna tell you like it is and stuff like that. And like if you're not, you know, down with that and stuff, that's on you. But they're pretty much just gonna like say it, and it's either this or that. you know, in the relationship. And if you can't understand that, then baby girl, you gotta go. Yeah. What do you think? I feel like you're pretty straightforward in our relationship.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if that is an individual thing or if it's a Nigerian thing, but I don't know.
I'm comparing this, and not only with you being in a relationship with you, but I'm comparing it to like the other Nigerian men I know, even the women as well too. You know, and I feel like a lot of these things apply to Nigerian women as well too. A lot of these things apply. So, another pro is hardworking. I feel like, you know, there's a lot of men in general, but when it comes to like Nigerian men work ethic, they know that it's not only for themselves. It's for their family members, for their mom, their sisters, their brothers, their dad, you know, like it's for them. It's not like a selfless cause, it's like, you know. So I feel like their work ethic when it comes to that, I mean, you could say that about like every African man, but I feel like when you guys come here, you guys are so dedicated to like your education, making your money and stuff, because it's like, if you come here and you go back home and you guys don't really have it or something, then it's like you guys are kind of looked down upon, and that's something that I feel like you guys don't like.
I think I do agree with you on that point a little. Because I feel like
Cause you do really well with your family and stuff like that.
Yeah, because
and ladies, they always say, okay, pay attention to how a man treats the woman in his family, because that goes to show how he's gonna treat you when you guys potentially get married.
Well,
he does a good job.
You know, I feel like it's because the way we are raised, most of us, we're still raised in that old ways, traditional ways of like your dad is responsible for the family, even though you know things are changing fastly now.
Oldest son, so.
But you know, we still have that mentality that we're supposed to provide for the family. It doesn't even matter if the female, like, you're supposed to take care of your parents and all that. And I feel it's an African thing, this one, but I guess you are seeing it more in a Nigerian perspective.
No, I know it's hard. African men and men in general are hardworking, but I feel like the reason why y'all are so, because for example, remember Abraham, his friend went to Liberia to go make money, but because he hasn't made money yet, so he hasn't gone back home. And until he's able to make money, that's the only time he's really gonna go back home. So his work ethic is just more than just,
I guess we're driven.
Yeah.
Like the pressure, like there's a pressure to succeed.
Right, exactly. So that's why
there's a pressure
I
to
say
succeed.
hardworking, but
and that's why you see, like, that's why unfortunately some people, because of that, go into crimes. There's still a lot of people that stick to it legally and make the money legally, but that's why you guys say, oh, Nigerians are 419 and all that. Sometimes some of it is from the pressure. That's a negative part that comes with that pressure. But there's a lot of positive that come with it. And I just implore all my Nigerian brothers out there and sisters, especially we that are abroad, to be able to, you know, stay legal. The money will come, but since we have that drive, we can make it legally. And that's my motto too. I follow that.
I remember one time my dad would say, Nigerian people by the age of 30, if they don't make money, that's when they go into witchcraft. I was crying.
That your old man is just beefing me
Oh,
too
you
much,
need to chill. You need to chill.
We're gonna have to deal with that.
You need to chill on your features, father-in-law. Okay, so another con. I don't know if this is a con though, because I say delayed gratification. What I mean by that is that they kind of delay on a lot of things. Like if it was like a typical man per se, or like a typical man in America, like by now that Yaya and I are like, we've been together for 4 years, by now we probably would have had a child or like probably got married by now. But because that you know, tradition and the money hasn't come yet fully to where we want, he's like, girl, like we're gonna have to wait on that. Like we're gonna have to wait for that money to come in. We're gonna have to wait for that money to come in before marriage, before them kids. So I feel like, I don't know if it's a negative thing, but to some it could be a negative thing. Because, you know, by now that we're together, a lot of people will be like, oh, okay.
Well, I mean, I don't know if you guys think it's a negative thing, but
yeah, because Timmy is not playing about that. He's like,
things are set,
we gotta make sure the money's straight, you know, because we trying to throw a big wedding. So yeah, keep posted. We're gonna invite y'all. Okay. So, you know, and then they're like, when it comes to spending as well too, they're a bit like, not stingy, but they're like, okay, if we do this now, like why don't we do it at a later date, because you know it makes more sense at this time. Or if we're trying to get something now, I'm like, why don't we wait till a later date? Like it makes sense for us to get it at a later date. Like right now we're in Yaya's apartment, and so we don't live together, by the way. I still live with my parents. So his apartment is not like fully furnished, because it's just him. There's no essence of him furnishing his apartment so luxuriously. But if it was like another young guy, he would have been furnished his apartment and like make sure everything is good looking for the girls. But no girl needs to be here besides me. You exactly, better nod your head. So he'll be like, he's just like, oh okay, you know, let's just wait till we get a house or something, or like, you know, something more bigger, because it doesn't make sense for us to like furnish this apartment when it's something small and it's just him. Okay, so I don't know if that's a con. I feel like it can be a con and a positive.
I feel like it's not a...
It's a pro.
I'm trying to hear all this stuff. I'm trying to see the ones that are specific to Nigerians, and some of them I feel like it's
in general.
And
I don't feel like they are.
Oh, okay. I mean,
I don't feel like they are, because, like I just said, delayed gratification. If like, you know, if it was another guy we've been in a relationship for 4 years, by now we probably would have moved in, had kids or something, you know. So yeah. And then, so I would say a pro is they're very respectful. And I remember Yaya met with my aunt, and then he kind of bowed to her, and I was like, what is going on and stuff. And then she's like, that's because you're not respectful. So she said that comment, and I'm like, okay. But I feel like they're very respectful and cultured.
I think I agree with her, because when I came to the, I mean, I'm even not like, you see how I said earlier, like when it comes to the ambition thing about it, that it's a Nigerian thing, but there are specific tribes that are more like the Igbo.
Right.
When it comes to this respecting, like it's a Nigerian thing too, but like there's a particular tribe called the Yoruba tribe. That was where I was born. I'm not Yoruba, but I was born in.
But you speak Yoruba.
Yeah, I speak Yoruba. I was born in the Yoruba part of Nigeria, so and I'm more into the culture even than my own real culture. So.
Right.
So like the Yoruba people are the most respectful. These people literally bow to you to say hello, like prostrate, flat. So like I learned a lot from them. My tribe they are, like I said, it's a Nigerian thing. Most of us like are very, very respectful. But the Yoruba are like on a different level. And
I feel like their respect goes to a different level, because like, yeah, and I've been dating for 4 years. Feels like a typical guy. Like they'll want to come over my house and be hanging out and those type of things and stuff like that. But he's considerate. His respect goes far to my parents to respect and understand that that's not appropriate and stuff like that. So their respect is not just, oh, please and thank you. It goes more than that, you know? So I feel like that's something cool and different. Well, I feel like that's Africans in general, but you know.
Is there like a tribe in you guys' like country where like you guys?
Well, I'm Liberian Mandingo, and like, you know, back in the day we still kind of do that and stuff, but we're like very, you know,
I don't see it in many other Africans.
We're modernized.
It's like Nigeria is the only people that still be doing that stuff a lot.
No, I think
we have it in. I know Chinese people still do it too. Chinese.
Well, that's different. That's like a.
I mean, well, okay. Next.
Okay.
Because
so let's do a con. I'm gonna say that they are not carefree. Like what I say, the reason I say that is because Yaya and I, like, I'm the type of person, I'm like, okay, I want this by this age, I want this and this and this. Like that's how I am. And I feel like Yaya is also like that, but I feel like it's really a Nigerian thing to have your life kind of like planned out. I feel like you guys do that. Do you? I feel like you guys have your life planned out. Like, okay, by this certain age, I want like this amount of money, or like this amount of assets. Because if you're not careful, you're just living to. I feel like it's a con, because if you're not careful, you're just you're saying, oh, okay, I want this, and then if it doesn't work out, then what? I mean, you always have like a plan B, C, and D. But if you're not living careless, like if you're living carefree, then you have more of a luxury of things just happening. You're enjoying the moment. But I feel like we're not able to enjoy the moment because our life is pretty much like, okay, we want this, and we want this, and we'll work towards that. You know, so that's what I say is a con. And then another pro is that they're family oriented. Like, see me, when it comes to like this guy and his family, man, it's like so amazing to watch that till this day, that him and his family have such a good connection and such a good like vibe. Because like, you know, when you grow older and like most family like situation, like you guys kind of you know, but with him, even though he's even here and stuff and his family's back there, like they have such a great connection, and it's amazing to watch. And I feel like it's really because of the Nigerian side of you. I mean, they're very
I hope it's not any bigger, because I've seen some families in Nigeria that, I mean, like I feel like we were brought up together.
I don't think it's just you guys though, because
yeah, I mean there's so many other more, but then there's still.
I'm comparing it. I'm like, when I say these things, I'm not just saying it about him, because it could be an individual characteristic. But I'm like looking at other Nigerians that I know, and I know quite a few amount of Nigerians, so that's what I'm comparing it to as well. So I feel like another con is
it's not over yet.
cultural competence. I feel like they're so prideful of their culture and where they're from, and if you're not able to understand or try to, you know, understand their culture, then it kind of becomes like a problem. And that's just how I feel. What do you think?
Culture, like,
because
if you don't understand, you
or
know,
like even with the food, because like even with his food, you know,
that one,
even with his food, he made an issue too. Like when we just started, I didn't know how to cook Nigerian food, but now I know how to cook like quite a few food, because I'm Liberian, and like African food. I mean, we're both from West Africa, so like, you know, the typical, you pretty much start with like cooking your meat and your, you know, stock and all those things, and then you start to make the meal. So from that, I know how to, like, you know, cook a typical soup, because I'm Liberian. But like with your traditional soup, like egusi, stew, okra soup, all those type of things, like you kind of make a issue about your food. And I feel like, and then even with like, you know, certain traditional things and stuff like that, like,
wow, food is important. So they say the road to a man's heart is through his belly.
And then also too, like, you know, when it comes to like their family
food
as well too, they expect you to kind of be culturally competent to understand like certain things you do is okay and not okay. You know what I'm saying? So like certain clothes that I wear, like Yaya's mom, she's in Nigeria, but like, you know, the kids will show her like, you know, that we went to an event or something. She'll see our picture, she'll have a problem with it. So he expecting to be, you know, culturally competent. I mean, that's my family too. My family still complain about me wearing dresses and shorts and stuff. But like,
is that all the cons now?
Yeah, that's all the cons. And then another pro, this is the last pro, is just traditional. I feel like they're very traditional and reserved, and what I mean by that is that like Yaya and I, like he's like, oh okay, like, you know, we've been together 4 years, but we don't live together, we don't, you know, have a child, we're waiting because we want to kind of be married and then have a kid, but whichever way God makes it, you know. You know, so we want to like wait till we're married, have a kid and all this type of stuff. And like with him, he's like, oh, like I want to be at a level where you don't have to work. So he will prefer that I don't work if his, you know, career was going good and stuff like that. And that's like typical traditional men and stuff, and I feel like it's very common with Nigerian men. Well, it's common with African men in general too. But, so a lot of people do have the view that all Nigerians do 419 and all these type of things. I mean, like, I'm not gonna say it's a lie, but
well, I'm not into that.
I'm not gonna say it's a lie, but also too, you can't judge everybody based on like, you know, one thing that somebody did, or like, you know, a few people did out of like the millions of people in Nigeria are doing. You know, I feel like Nigerians are really hardworking. They're very you know, people of their word and stuff. I mean, it's just like with the same. There's the Niger pride again.
You know, they always gotta say something, but guess what? It's our movies they're watching, it's our music they're listening to.
You see, it's a Niger anyhow.
Okay. Thank you guys for watching.
I hope you guys believe, like, tell me if you feel like some of the things that I said are true or false. And let me know.
I would like to know, would you guys want me to do a video of what it feels like dating a Mandingo Liberian.
Liberian Mandingo girl.
I've been around a lot of Liberians too now, so I think I have an idea. I mean, I'll have some pros and cons too coming up. So
it's gonna be all pros, baby.
Nah, there's cons too. But
so I mean, let us know if you like this video. Like, share, subscribe, and thank you guys so much. And welcome to the Yada family. Bye, guys.